But this time I was short of time. So the first thing I thought was, I need to ask for help. I need to ask people who've gone the distance before me. So list 3 to 5 people that have gone the distance before you whenever you're trying to do something. If you're trying to do a launch, who wants to launch a product right now on the internet? Say I. Okay, well, you've got to ask people who've done it before. Have you asked anyone who's done it before? Have any of you asked anyone who's done it before? One person. And how many experts have you asked? One. Is that good? It's better than none. This is the only gentleman who's done one. But how would 3 to 5 be? How much more of a varied outlook would you get? Would you get different opinions? Yes or no? Yes. Would you get different ideas? Yes or no? Would you be better or worse? Better. Absolutely. So why don't you do it? That's what I did. I jumped on the phone. I called up Sean Roach. You saw Sean Roach up here. It sounded like he was in the room when he was on there. He'd done all of the other challenges. I called him up. I said, so how does this, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? And I got his opinion. I called up Mark Vernham, who did the last challenge in the UK, generated over $30,000. I said, Mark, what should you do here and there and there? I've got 2 weeks. What do you think? Got his opinion, spoke to Brett, got his opinion, and spoke to all different experts around to figure out what product we were going to sell, gave them the spin on how we were going to do the pricing, what we were going to do. Basically just pick their brain. And people who are successful love to share information. They love to share information, okay? They don't want to do it for you, but they love to share information, okay? And that's a really, really powerful little tip that I took away. Next was list everything that needs to be done. Okay, so after they've told you, all their ideas, you make the decision in the end. You make the decision what you're going to go with after you've compiled all that information. And now you need to list everything that needs to be done. Now, whether you do mind mapping or whether you write it all down on a piece of paper, whether you write it on a chalkboard, a whiteboard, who cares? Don't get caught up with the procedure. Just write it all down somewhere, okay? I put down in the middle. What works for me is I just write down in the middle. I go, okay, launch. And then I just go, okay, for the website, right? The website, what do we need? We need a sales page. We need a thank you page. We need a, the one-time offer page. We need to, whatever pages you need. And then you go, okay, I'm going to have affiliates as well. So for affiliates, what do I need for affiliates? Oh, we've got to write all the affiliates' emails and stuff. We've got to give them the affiliate program. We're going to use World Internet Office. What else do the affiliates need? Banners. We're going to give them banners. Okay, whatever it is the affiliates need, okay, then you go your product, okay, what do you need for your product? I need the graphic design. I need the product bloody made, right? I don't even have the stupid thing, right? So, whatever it is, does that make sense? Okay, so whatever you do, write it down. Some people work with lists, some people, and I got caught up with procedures for a long time going, oh, how does mind mapping work? Who cares? Write it down, because all you're going to do in the end is cross the bloody thing off anyway. Next is know your role. You got to know what your role's going to be, okay? You got to know exactly what you're going to do and what you're not going to do up front. So you got to figure out, okay, what am I going? Am I just going to be the orchestrator in this? Am I going to direct the traffic? List the jobs down and say, okay, I'm going to look after I'm going to manage the project. I'm going to, delegate the work. I'm going to make sure that the time management's done. It's done by every deadline. Knowing your role is the most important thing. And on the internet, I'll tell you the truth, with the internet is about what you're not going to do, not about what you're going to do. Because there is so many different things that you can do on the internet. You have to work out, cut away the things that you don't want to do and you don't want to be involved in. Okay? Now, there's some fundamental things that you need when you're doing a launch. You need a copywriter, someone to write the copy. You need to have a graphic designer. Okay? Do the graphics look good? Do the graphics look good? Okay. $250 a month I pay this guy from the Philippines. Works on demand. And I got him from Elance and Odesk. Elance.com, Odesk.com. $250 a month. Whenever I need graphics, he does it for me. Okay? Sorry to any graphic designers in Australia. We're just a small business. We're trying to cut costs. So, I'm not going to do that. So list everything that you are going to do and what you're not going to do. Does that make sense? Set up a management system. Now, you need to manage the information from one place. And the best management system on the market for outsourcing right now is BasecampHQ.com. Basecamp, H for Harry, Q for Queen.com. Okay? And that system there allows you to track and manage projects easier than anything out there. Much easier than doing it via email. But once again, if you don't have Basecamp, then just use email or just come up with a system that you're going to use. Okay? So whatever the system is you're going to use, decide on it. Basecamp, I think for $50 a month or $100 a month, you can have all of your outsourcers in there. You can go in, select the job to do, press a button. Who do you want it to go to? When's the deadline? Bang, goes to them. Amazing software. Changed the world in outsourcing. Some big companies using that software, including mine. Stop laughing. Choose a launch date. Okay, we need to choose a date that we're going to launch. Now, you've got some information there to base on fact. You've got some factual information. You should be able to figure out now how long it's going to take you to get that stuff put together. And you need to choose a date. You know, if I say to my outsourcer, when he asks me, oh, when do you need this by? If I say in 2 weeks' time, when am I going to get it? 2 weeks' time. So you've got to make sure that you're working everybody to a deadline, that they know your deadline is the most important one. Okay, so you always forecast earlier than when you really need it. Because what can happen? The last thing, it's not really a number, but I just wanted to say keep it flying, because